and that lets you say
We want to reward participation and people being active and taking action towards your goals because that's how people see the best results.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in, being a part of our True Form Life community, whether you're listening on terrestrial radio across the country or as a podcast around the world. We certainly wouldn't be here without you. Today we're talking about the importance of motivation. Now, more specifically, it's going to be about joining a step challenge. Now, I got to tell you, we just did a step challenge in our fitness family group, and we had such a good time. I'm going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you about how we put it together, how you could join a step challenge, and how you can have a blast reaching new goals, some of the results our members have found, and just the overall goodness around wellness when it comes to joining a step challenge. So sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up. Fun.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
All right, so on today's show, I'm going to talk about the importance of joining a step challenge, or maybe the benefits, more specifically, of joining a step challenge. Now, I got to tell you, we just did, so some of you would know or have heard about our fitness family. It's a membership group where we put together meal plans, recipes, grocery shopping lists. Many of you have heard of me talk about this in the past. We put together weekly workouts as well. One of the things that we do is schedule workouts the week in advance. So you know exactly what workout you're doing every day for 7 days. We have recovery days. So usually on a Wednesday is a recovery day. Then Saturday and or Sunday is a recovery day, depending on how active we have been as a group. So we plan that all out for you. Full body weight exercises, functional movements, and it's really a community that we've built over the years. That's fantastic. We have so much fun within it. Now within that, within the weeks, each week we have a theme week as well. So we have a salad week, for example, and everyone posts their salad pictures. Even if you don't love salads or even if you're not super into salads, we ask you to try a salad every day. This is just an example. So we did a hydration week, for example, and everyone posted pictures of their hydration throughout the week. And we talked about different ways to hydrate, different ways to flavor your water, for example. It's tons of fun, and it keeps you motivated. It keeps you thinking about what the next thing is on how you can improve your health. So what we did is put together a step challenge. It was really cool because one of our longtime members, Vanda, she recommended that we do a step challenge because it's been quite a while since we've done a step challenge before. And we thought we've had so much fun with them in the past. Sometimes we just get caught up in everything else going on. So like I said, the other challenges that we've had going on, we haven't come back to a step challenge recently. So Vanda says, hey guys, why don't we try a step challenge? We haven't done one for a while. We thought, what a fantastic idea. That's why our group and our family is so important to us, because everyone contributes in one way or another. So what we did is put together each group member in pairs. So we thought everyone doesn't have to participate, of course. We asked our group who wants to participate in a step challenge. And pretty much everyone was like, yeah, let's do it, because there's so much fun. And what it does is raises a bit of incentive, if you will, to be more active. It gives you a chance to realize that you can do different things instead of just work out every day to get your steps in, if you will, or to get your activity level in. So when we put together this challenge, we wanted to bring the community together, as we often do. We're always trying to think of different ways on how we can bring people together. And we thought, why not pair one another up? So we just randomly picked two names, and we put them together. Dorothy actually spearheaded this. She did a fantastic job of organization and putting everyone together. So what we did is she put everyone together in groups, random groups. My partner was Jessica Prunk, and Jessica and I had a great time. So once you had your team members, you got to pick a team name. So we were the walking machines. There's all kinds of holy guacamoles we had a bunch of different names. But this is what I want to bring up to you, and this is why I want to share with you that these things can be fun. Like a step challenge should be fun. Living healthy, healthy lifestyle can be fun and should be fun. You know what's interesting to me is that the marketing or the ad or commercial industry knows exactly what they're doing when they market to kids, for example. So they put like Toucan Sam on the outside of a cereal box, and then or on the Wheaties they have a professional player that's actually in action playing a sport. It's not like he's just sitting there with like a headshot, for example. So when the marketing agency knows what they're doing, when I say that they know exactly what they're doing when they target kids, because they have a fun, colorful, talking bird with a big, colorful beak. I don't even know if that's a real bird. Is that a real bird? Someone tag me in social media and tell me if that's a real bird. I mean, I know it's a cartoon, but is it played off of a real bird? Does the bird have a colorful beak? Probably not. I'm guessing that's because of the Fruit Loops are different colors, right? At any rate, they want to make cereal look fun, and it's colorful, and has a talking bird that flies around. Like, that's fun. It's interesting. So when it comes to fitness and nutrition or exercise and activity, people are like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym and work out for an hour and a half. That's boring. Well, of course it's boring. Who wants to do that? So we want to do things differently. We want to think of ways to be fun and exciting. So that's why we put together teams in partners, and then fun team names, and then little challenges in between. So that's just how we started out the challenge. And to start with, we had no idea. When we do these we do different themes each week, and we do different groups and different fun types of things, we had no idea how they're going to go. Some go a little bit better than others. Sometimes we have more participation. And this one, it was crazy. Our group was going crazy every day, all day. People were posting, they're talking back and forth. And I want to explain what this does. So when you have a private group and when you have a positive atmosphere, you thrive. That's all there is to it. You can look at from the top entrepreneurs in the world to the top athletes in the world. They surround themselves with positive people that raise them up and have them focused on their dreams and goals and aspirations. That's all there is to it. And I know that from playing on sports teams. I know that from running a business for over 10 years and know what it's like to be in a positive atmosphere. And I know the exact opposite. I know when you've been on teams, whether it's business teams business teams work-wise, for example, or sports teams, and it's a negative atmosphere. You may have a negative coach or a negative mentor, if you will, or a negative business group, for example. If these people aren't there to lift you up and to raise you up and to make you better, then they're bringing you down. So for us, anytime we put together a group, we talk about positivity, we talk about encouragement. And I'm telling you, every time someone put a post up, there was numerous comments below, like, good job, nice work on stepping, way to get out there and be active. So again, this raises you up. It makes you feel inspired. It makes you feel like you have a goal, and it keeps you accountable. So if you're not posting, someone might say, hey, so-and-so, where have you been? Why haven't you been posting? Or even more is that when you have a partner, you don't want to let your partner down. This is much like an accountability partner we often talk about. And again, I love business. That's why I always compare a lot of things to business, but I think there's a lot of similarities between business and health. So when you have an accountability partner or a business coach, you don't want to let them down. They should be giving you tasks to do throughout the week. And then it's the same thing when it comes to a coach or a mentor or an accountability partner when it comes to fitness or a step challenge. For me, I didn't want to let Jessica down, so I did a little bit of extra steps. And I'm sure that we had other people in the group as well that didn't want to let their partners down. So we had a chart at the end of each day. Everyone was supposed to put their steps into a chart. So I would message Jessica. I go to sleep a little bit earlier because I'm up at 4 a.m. And Jessica, she went to sleep a little bit later. So when I got my steps and I was ready to wrap up the day, I sent her my steps. She added them into a chart. And I'm sure the other members in the group did something very similar to help stay accountable. And if you didn't get a chance to put your steps in, for example, you missed out. And that's where the accountability comes in. You have to stay accountable to yourself, to the group, to the challenge, and to your partner as well. So it was important for you to put your steps in so everyone knew where you're at and what you're doing. and then how you can proceed forward the next day. So throughout the days, throughout this week challenge, it was a 7-day challenge, people were posting at the end of the day their steps. So that made you want to achieve even more. So I started out at a goal of about 15,000 steps. I thought that was pretty good. At least that was good for me. And then from there, I saw 18,000 steps, 20,000 steps, 28,000 steps, 30,000. I know, it's crazy. It's like basically all day stepping. And one of the things that we wanted to relay to our fitness family is that 20 to 30,000 steps in most cases isn't so reasonable when it comes to everyday life. Most people work, you're sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day. We know the challenges of getting steps in, of getting activity in, even getting a 30-minute workout in. As a side note, I'm putting together a free 7-day workout challenge. 7 minutes of work. It's a Tabata workout. It's 7 minutes, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm super excited about it. That's a little teaser for you. I haven't said anything to anyone yet. You're the first to know. But we're going to have a private Facebook group. There's going to be no cost. We're just going to get people in there active for 7 days. Go to facebook.com/trueformlife. You can either send us a message and say, I want more details for when that comes out so I can join the challenge, or you can just follow along, because when that's ready to come out, I'm going to put it out. I'm going to show people, let people know what it is, how they can join, and you're welcome to join us there. But getting back on track here, what I'm saying is that we know the challenges. We're in this every day. We hear from people and their struggles and the issues and the successes as well, of course. But it's definitely a challenge to get regular steps in. So one of the things that we wanted to let people know is that you can join any type of step challenge. And of course, there's no one going to be putting you down. In most cases, we are way harder on ourselves than anyone else could possibly be. But we didn't want anyone to feel like if they only got 3,000 steps that they weren't doing a good job. If they didn't get 5,000 steps, then they weren't doing a good job. And then there's some people that had their bar quite set high. So we had some people in there that were from 20 to 30,000 steps, if you could imagine, which is crazy. Even for me, like I averaged, let me come back to I want to finish my point here, and I'll tell you where I was at. But we wanted to let everyone know that it didn't matter how many steps that you got, you were doing a good job by A, joining the challenge, B, participating in some way or another, and C, encouraging other people as well. So it didn't matter how many steps you got. If you got 4,000 steps a day, you post that and let other people in the group know that you're being active and you're doing the best that you can. And that's all there is to it. For me, I thought 15,000 steps was good enough. And I don't know what I averaged, 8 to 10. It really depends. I had this conversation in the group and I said, I would much rather surf, maybe run, bike, skateboard, or work out. I'd much rather do any of those things than walk 20,000 steps a day. It's taxing. It really is. And we had people talk about in the group how they were tired, how they were sore, how they were worn down. And you don't think about it, but that is a lot of activity. It really is. For you to put in that many steps, I don't know how many miles it is a day, but, and I suppose you have to, everything is relevant, right? You have to look at people where your lifestyle is. Like, we're not, like this group in particular is not a running group. However, if you compare yourself to our group, to a running group, they get way more steps in on average because they run every day. And I know this because we're part of a running group in the South Bay. And I also host a running podcast called Transformations Through Running. So if you haven't checked that out, that's on most podcasting platforms, Apple Podcasts, you can find it on Spotify, Stitcher. And all I'm doing is interviewing regular people that do extraordinary things. Everyone has a unique story. Everyone has an interesting story. And all I do is bring on regular people that talk about things that they've been able to accomplish through running. So if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. But what I'm saying here is that the worst thing that we can do is compare ourselves to someone else, even as a group or as a whole. You might look at a running group, for example, and maybe it's 20 people, maybe it's 100 people, and they might average 25,000 steps. I don't even know. But depending on how far you're running, if you're running miles, if you're running 15 miles a day, that is a lot of steps in. And of course, they go up and down and they scale back and they push forward. So it really depends on the day for runners and their training or where they are in their training schedule. But what I'm saying is that if you get 3,000 steps a day, that's better than 200. If you get 10,000 steps a day, that's better than 8,000. But don't compare yourself to someone that's running miles and miles that get 30,000 steps. I'm going to ask one of my friends, actually. I had Shane Inman on both on Exploring Mind on Body and Transformations Through Running. And he qualified for the Olympic trials, super runner, super guy. He's fast and he runs long distances, and he's actually a coach as well. And he must run. I think he ran a marathon a day for a week or 10 days or something crazy like that. I know other people do crazier things, but that's pretty extreme if you ask me when it comes. But I don't who knows how many steps that he would get. But I'm going to ask him and see what he says. All I'm saying here is that don't compare yourself to other people. It doesn't matter where you're at, whether, and this is something we emphasized in the group as well. We said that even though we're kind of competing against each other and we have teams, we're all in this together. We're all striving. We're all trying to be healthy. We're all trying to be active. And everyone was encouraging each other. Everyone was having a great time. And that's what it's all about. And I wanted to let people know, I may have mentioned this, that it's not about how many steps that you get. I mean, of course, we're striving for more steps. We want to push ourselves, but it's really about building the community and encouraging one another and being one of those people that can lift one another up. And I think we all know what it's like to have those people around that drag you down or make you feel heavy or make you feel like they've sucked the life out of you. And what we're trying to do is get those people, we're trying to create separation, get those people away from you, put some distance between you and them. And I know there's family members. I know there's longtime friends. So all we're trying to do is put a little bit more distance in between you. And maybe you could fill that space with more encouraging people or more positive people in your life, because that's going to make all the difference. Those types of people are going to lift you up. They're going to bring you closer to your dreams and goals and aspirations instead of further away. So consider who those are the people that are in your life. Consider who is and I would suggest making a list. Make a list of the people in your life and put down on each side. And I do this myself. I don't know if it's crazy, or I don't know if it's nerdy. Dorothy really loves lists, but she's super organized. But I like lists when I have a difficult decision, and I put down the positives and the negatives. And I would do this if you have negative people in your life, like we all do. Make a list of, on the left side, negative people, on the right side, positive people. And I would bet in most cases we have more negative people in our lives than positive. And then think of other people. So then think of people in your life that aren't exactly in your life as much as they could be, and put a little asterisk beside them and give them a call. Send them a text message, shoot them an email, Facebook message, Instagram, whatever it is that you're using. I know people are going crazy on TikTok and people are still on Snapchat. That's still a thing, but whatever it doesn't matter what it is. Send them a message and think about those people with an asterisk next to their name. Think about how you can have them more a part of your life, how you can contribute to their life, and how you can be more positive for them. Because I always feel that the more you give, the more you get. And you know what's interesting? Our business has been doing well. And I haven't made that's not a secret. It's not something that we know there's a lot of businesses struggling, but we've been doing well more as of recently, which is fantastic. And we've been giving away more prizes and more products. And the thing is that the more we give away, the more sales we get. And it's not our goal. We're not like, oh, maybe if we give some stuff away, we'll get more sales. That's not our goal at all. If we do a prize or a giveaway, we want to give people a chance to try our product. We want to give them a chance to use it, to see the health benefits. We want people to know that our products really do work. And if you want to check out some of our products, you can go to trueformlife.com. We have a shop there, or you can shoot us a message on any social media platform and say, hey, could you give me some more tips or ideas or suggestions on some of the products that you have? And I'm telling you that we work hard to develop good quality products and services that work, that last, that are good quality. So we know that when someone tries it, it's going to work, and then they'll order more. So if our product is low quality, if it's cheap, if they don't work, then our goal is just to make money. Like you see those big blue box stores. In most cases, all they want to do is have the highest profit margin, the cheapest quality products that break or don't work, so people have to come back and buy more. That's not our goal. Our goal is much different. So when it comes to the things that we do, we were giving away free product for prizes and giveaways, and people were buying more product. And we're like, wow, this is fantastic. That's why I say the more you give, the more you get back. But understand that our goal isn't to sell more when we give stuff away. We're like, oh, let's Let's give some stuff away. Let's reward. We really like to reward people for being active in our private groups. And when we do these little challenges, we almost always give something away or have a few prizes. We want to reward, that's a tough word for me. We want to reward participation and people being active and taking action towards your goals, because that's how people see the best results. That's how you see the most results, by taking action, by participating. And we do these mini groups all the time. Like I mentioned before, facebook.com/trueformlife. At least once a month we do a group. Sometimes they're paid, sometimes they're free, but we do some kind of 7-day or 10-day challenge. And hands down, those that are more active in the group see the most results. So you could see people that sit back, like some people sit back and they still get some benefits or they enjoy the group. But those that are in there active and they're posting and they're talking to one another, those are the ones that are building the community, not just for the group, but for themselves. Those are the ones that see more results. And we know that because they tell us. They say, I can't believe how great this group has been, how fantastic it's been to help me get back on track. And those are the ones, but the ones that are quiet and sit back and say, they have their foot half in, maybe their pants are half on. Not sure where that analogy came from, but you're not in it. Like, you're not in it full tilt. You don't commit. You don't really say, this is a decision I'm going to make. And I think it comes to making a decision. I'm going to make a decision to change my life. And maybe it doesn't have to be that big. I'm going to make a decision to join this step challenge for 7 days. That's it. And in many cases, that's all we ask for. We say, here's a 10-day challenge. Do the best you can every single day for 10 days, and let's see what happens. And in many cases, those are the people that jump in with 2 feet. In every case, those are the ones that see the most results. Those are the ones that want to join some type of contest again because they've seen the results, or they want to join a program for longer term because they know these type of programs work that we put together. So when it comes to this step challenge in particular that we put together, the benefits were amazing. So we built a community we're making the community stronger, if you will. So for example, I got a chance to talk with Jessica every day, and we do talk within the group, but the private messages were a bit different. And it was really cool to get a chance to connect with Jessica a bit more. And her and I know each other from business, or we went to some conferences together. So that was cool that we could talk a bit more and communicate and connect. I know there's a couple of our longer term members, Rhonda and Vanda, they kind of reconnected and re-inspired one another, if you will. That was really cool. And then we had different people with their names, that they picked names together and they encouraged one another. Someone said, hey, here's my steps today. And Vanda and Vince were like V-Power. That was their name because they're 2 V's, of course. I would have liked V squared. But at any rate, they got a chance to connect. And then we had Dorothy was in there. She was with Aaron. There's a bunch of people. So I don't mean to just call random people out. We had so many people that did amazing things. Like Diane, for example, I think she averaged almost 20,000 steps throughout the challenge, which was amazing. And there were so many people contributed on different levels. And I suppose what I'm saying here is that you can too. And it doesn't have to be our challenge, for example, or one of our step challenges. You can do it in your workplace. You can do it with friends and family. You can find your own groups online. Like, there's tons of step challenges. I think if you do, like, I'm not sponsored by Fitbit in any way. I don't even have one. But, I think Fitbit has its own community. Like, you can be friends with people on Fitbit and challenge one another, or you can track. One of the things I just use the free app on my phone. One of the things I didn't love is that I had to take my phone with me everywhere, and that's not something that I love doing or enjoy doing. Every time I got up, had to make sure my phone was on me. Didn't love that, so I would recommend a watch if you're going to do a step challenge, or if you're going to do it consistently. I know that runners, like I said, I had some friends that are big runners. They use the Strava app, and most of them have the Garmin. I guess it's probably the top of the line. I hear that often on the Transformations Through Running podcast. So I would definitely suggest a watch so you don't have to carry your phone around and track. If anyone has any suggestions, tag us on social media and let us know what kind of watch that they use or what kind of stepper that they've been using. And we could recommend that in the blog post when this goes out. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to track your steps. But like I said, I didn't love the whole phone thing. That was one drawback. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's any other drawback, but I don't think there was. Like, I think maybe the obsession of the steps, but that's a pretty good obsession if you ask me. There's a lot of other obsessions, or there's a lot of other things that we could look at that aren't so positive habits. But if you're a bit too focused on numbers and you're trying to get more steps, I think you're doing okay. I think things are going okay in your life, if that's your biggest crutch, if you will. But that's what I have for you. That's what I wanted to share with you. Our step challenges are fantastic. Like I said, I let out a little sneak peek. We're going to have a 7-day Tabata workout challenge coming up very quickly. Shoot us a message if you'd like to join that, and I'll put your name on a pre-entry list. There's no cost. It's just going to be a fun group. You can join, like I said, join other groups. Look online. Just try to go to Facebook and find a step group. Just do something to inspire yourself to get going, to get moving, to join a group and be active. They're a lot of fun. They're motivating. You get to meet people and make connections. And like I said, bring those people, like I said earlier in the show, bring those people closer to your life that lift you up. Create space from those people that drag you down and fill that space with positive people in your life. And that's how you're going to find true success. All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I couldn't be more grateful. There are more podcasts and shows coming out on a regular basis every single day. And for you to choose us, for you to be here with us, whether this is your first show, whether you're a newer listener, or whether you've been listening for years, I couldn't be more grateful for you guys to come in and tune in and hear my voice and hear the words and hear our interviews that are coming in. It means so much, more than I could possibly say. We're not one of those people that are obsessed about numbers. I don't track numbers every day. I don't track results. I do the best that we can. Like, that's what we do. We do the best that we can every single day. And the next day, we strive to get better. And that's how we run our business. That's how I run my life. And I hope that we do a good enough job to keep you coming back and listening. And I hope that we do a good enough job for you to recommend. Like, that's probably the biggest compliment we can get, is someone to say, hey, check out this show. It's pretty cool. It's inspiring or motivating, or they've got great information or great guests. So we hope we do a good enough job for you to recommend the show to other people and just keep moving forward. This is where we're at. This is what we do. We're in it every day, every single day. We grind it out. We have new products and services. Of course, not too many people want to hear about that. It's kind of boring, but that is our job. So you can head over to trueformlife.com. We do have some products and services not on the website simply because they go too quickly. They really do. We got some really cool stuff to help with pain. We got some really cool ideas, and we got some new products coming out. We are going to be working on a new website. I'm pretty happy with the website we have, trueformlife.com. And we also have exploringmindandbody.com. That's where you can find all past shows. So, and we're also on other podcasting platforms. You may be listening to us on the radio as well, but we have new products coming out that we're really excited about. So if you want to be a part of that, we have a newsletter list, though everyone gets information about the newsletter first, or those on the newsletter get information first. So if you want to join, you can join. Find us on social media, ask us how you can join the list, or you can go to our websites and you can join there as well. So we do have more people listening. Seems like we're growing our community. We have more people visiting our websites and sending us messages. So that really means the world to us. It makes such a big difference when it comes to the things that we're doing, the things that we're able to create, and how we're able to move forward and continue to help people improve their health and improve their lives. We specialize in energy and digestion. We have a new protein supplement coming out. Oh, I leaked that too. That definitely wasn't the plan, but we've been designing it for months and months. I'm so excited to get a new flavor coming out that people are going to be super excited about. So that's something else that you might want more details on. So for example, if you're on our newsletter list, we would say, hey, we're excited about our new protein supplement. And then usually for our launch group, we usually offer a discount for those on our list. Say when we say it's 25% off for 2 weeks or for the first 100 people, for example. So if you want to join that newsletter list, let us know, or go to our one of our websites and you can join there so you can be first on the list. Otherwise, when it comes out, of course, I'll let you know that too. But I'm going to let you go. Once again, thank you so much for being here. So much appreciate your time and dedication to the show and to our community. And that's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.